Since we are running short of time and many of the delegates have to travel back, we will now itself have the panel discussion and then we'll break for tea. I request Professor G.L. Sivakumar Babu to be the moderator for the session and walk onto the dais. And we have with us a panelist, Mr. Debashis Nandi, Gloster Limited, Manager Projects. Mr. Anand Saraff, Ludlow Jute Specialities Limited, General Manager Marketing. Mr. Deepak Gupta, BIRLA Jute Mill, Deputy General Manager, Sales and Marketing. Professor Manjunatha, Professor, University BDT, College of Engineering, Davangere. Dr. P. Raghuveer Rao, Principal Research Scientist, IISc, Bangalore. I request all the dignitaries to be onto the dais.
Hello. I think we have come to the end of the program, but before that, I think we need to deliberate on what has happened, and today we have a lot of takeaways, at least for me and for many of us. So we thought we should debate on this panel of companies who do manufacture, researchers, all of them are here. So I wish to start, I'll ask them everything 2 minutes each. Just 2 minutes, your observations on what is the way forward, right? Maybe I can ask from one by one, like here, it's to save the time, or how would you say? Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
Mr. Debashis Nandi from Gloster Jute Mill. Actually, I have gone through that session, but my one question is arising in my mind. We are asking for geotextiles, but availability of jute, that is the one question. As I found in last year also, we have suffered a lot due to poor rainfall at West Bengal, and quality of jute was really inferior. That was really a matter of concern. In coming years, the natural calamities may also occur like this. So how to tackle this? So this is one question, and I think NJB, as per my suggestion, NJB can provide us some assistance in this regard, like making of rating tanks to make up the shortage of water we have faced. Also, in broader terms, you can say we can think of making irrigation canals from river Ichamoti on this side, where nearby rivers, or cross-link your river, whatever is there. So this is a very matter of concern that it is jute production will be really unpredictable if this situation occurs. This one.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. This is Anand Saraff from Ludlow Jute Mill. It was a very wonderful and delighting evening, and what lot of information was shared about the geotextile as well as the synthetic geotextile, and I'm glad that everybody has participated so well, and plus there's so much of study has already been happened. So now it's the time that we take it forward and we apply it in large scale and in different applications like slope stabilization or road construction, or even in soft soil stabilization. So like Ludlow has been manufacturing geotextiles since a very long time, and like Ludlow was the pioneer to make the soil saver, which is used for this soil stabilization. And now we want to take it forward, and now this year in this seminar I found that the geo cells is being now trying to be manufactured with jute. So Ludlow would like to be partner in this application and this product, and we can manufacture it by machine or by maybe stitching it by manually. So, and plus partner with other any kind of application which is being thought by any of the engineers or the scholars here present. So thank you for everyone to be present in this seminar, and please take it forward. The Jute Geotextile is the future.
I'm Deepak Gupta from BIRLA Corporation Limited, Unit BIRLA Jute Mill. Today was a really very interesting session, and a lot of things were highlighted on the use of the jute geotextiles, and many new things I have also learned. So many things are coming up, and we are one of the leading manufacturer of jute products, including jute geotextile, agrotextile, and we are also partner with some institute, engineering departments, and we are also very much interested that to partner up with all new, in any new applications which are coming up in the jute area, and which could be helpful in the preventing soil erosion, slope stabilizations, and the new geocell, whatever things. And we are, as an industry, we are very much interested to come up and be partner and help so that we can promote jute. And I thank the organizer for conducting such a lovely session. And today, Mr. P.K. Chaudhary and Mr. Supriyapal, they are aware of our quality. They have already used, and they have shown how this product have been helpful in the slope stabilizations and in the use in their projects, in the nanofiller and other things what they are trying to enhance in their applications. So thank you once again. Thanks a lot.
Good evening. I'm Raghu Rao from Civil Engineering Department, IISc. So I've been hearing about jute geotextiles for a long time, but I was at the impression that these have biodegradable properties, so they're of short-term lifetime. So maybe we had to come out with applications where the short-term degradability can overcome the requirements. So that we had to look in. But right now, the jute industry and production is focused mostly only on Eastern India, but applications are all over the country. So that we had to check how to balance the availability throughout the country and applications. Thank you.
Good afternoon to you all, respected delegates and my dear friends. At the outset, as an alumnus of this institution, I wholeheartedly thank the organizers of this conference. So after deliberations from morning to evening, and also the points highlighted by the members of the panel, so we have to find an area where we cannot use geotextile, because many of the speakers have highlighted its importance of the jute in medicinal field also. Perhaps in the area of machine foundation, especially in mechanical engineering field, and also as well as the foundation is concerned, civil engineering area, research has to be done. Some research might have been done, maybe in addition to other areas, especially in Karnataka, where in Davanagere, I was involved in the performance evaluation of 2 roads in Davanagere district and Haveri district. Sri Hiremet sir has presented the performance evaluation. We have to monitor the performance of the roads, especially in the case of black cotton soils, because in the roads which have been sponsored by the state government and national jute board, there the subgrade soil was silty sand. The performance is as expected, but in black cotton soils we have to assess and monitor the performance over a period of say 5 years or 3 years, like that. For 3 years it has performed well in our report, and so there are so many opportunities for writing proposals, research projects, and doing a research, and in particular small projects for MTech students. So that's what my suggestion. I once again thank all the organizers. Thank you very much.
So I think we finished the first round, but I thought we have a lot of expertise here. Guests, distinguished guests, would like to talk. Any of you can want to throw some light on what can be done? Yeah, Professor. Dr.
Yeah, we had a very nice discussion from the morning, and all we have discussed about more of the natural geotextile. But I feel that at the present context, the synthetic materials are taken over already. You can see that wherever any conferences, any meetings, so synthetic, they are the most things. So what we saw, a lot of, even CRR has done a lot of work. It has got very good potential. So the most important is how to propagate it. So not only in the rural sector, it should be not only PMGSY, it should go to highways also. Why not? There are a lot of the slopes, high slopes, and even in the hill roads where the highways are built. So my suggestion would be that as an entrepreneurs, so you should bring all the stakeholders into the confidence, like NHI, like PWDs, NRIDA. So together you have to take some of the stretches, pilot stretches, identify on the main highway or a main rural road and demonstrate to the people and more and propagation. Because this is what you have to do. As an academic institute, only the research support would be there, but it should be propagated more and more. And when the people come to know these pilot stretches, how they are successful, I think the people will come out, and you should be target the DPR stage only, that should be included, so that your products will get marketed more. And we have seen a lot of presentation, the comparison between the natural and the synthetic material, how much, we are all talking about sustainability, UN, and all those things are there. It is harmful, there are problems of microplastics. So you have the negatives aspect and they have the positives also. I am not saying the tensile are very high. But wherever it is possible, like the slope protections and all, it is fantastic as compared to the synthetic materials. But only we should propagate with the stakeholders, show to the people, and then do that, and involve all the government organizations. Otherwise, it will not go on. That is my suggestion. Okay, thank you.
Recently, we have been to the Kadiyam. There, we made some sapling bags. There was some fair on the nursery last time. So we distributed also. We had a demonstration with the farmers. We went to a lot of nurseries. We distributed them because they were having these plastics. They were aware that the fertility of the soil is being eroded. Even they were aware that because of this toxicity, all the worms inside which enhances the fertility were being killed due to toxicity, and these toxins of the plastics were infiltrating the water, and through that the growth of the crops and the vegetables. So that was affecting the health of the farmers also. What they were saying that earlier their grandfather used to live for a longer period of time. Now there are so many, because of toxicity, they are suffering with so many diseases. So they were aware, but things when it comes to the pricing, though, we are trying to make our product very economical, and our charges are also very nominal. But then people start comparing the price of the jute with the plastic, and that vis-a-vis want to be at par with the plastic. That becomes very difficult when it comes to the jute. So even I'm very much thankful the way it's being propagated, and the awareness is there, and industry is behind. We have a lot of capacity, and we are ready to supply. We are ready to distribute samples free also, and be partner with the project also. So that is how we can help, and by making the price very economical, viable, so that at least we want the government, a lot of things we see that tenders are floated, but then sometimes we are aware that the requirement is 50,000 square meters. But what happens that the procurement is only 10,000 from us. I don't know from where 40,000, nothing more to be said about. But then...
Yeah, thank you. I think from the leadership,
Yeah, something about this, there were some concerns were expressed about availability of raw jute and overall production of raw jute in India. We all know that most of the raw jute is produced in the state of West Bengal. And it is a state which receives a huge amount of rainfall actually. So it's about management of water. And it sounds very ironic that in our country, the states that receive more water are the ones which seem to have some problems, because It was, the management was never thought about because there is plenty of water. So apart from this, something which is happening, which may interest all of the scientific community here, is that the frequency of cyclone in Bay of Bengal, it used to have a ratio of 30% to 70% in the month of May, June, and September, October, November, in those months. 30% in May, June, and 70% in October, November. But because of climate change, I think that's a very big statement to make, but this is what I think. Now it is happening more often in the month of May, June, and that's the time when the jute starts growing. The plants are very small, and the water gets filled up in the fields. Every year, 20-30% of the crop is getting destroyed. I'm just making a flat statement. I mean, don't quote me for that, but it's almost. So, yeah. So this is, your question is very simple, but there are such magnificent forces working behind this.
Last 2 years, we are seeing changes in this phenomenon.
Yes,
Maybe
yes.
because of the
Many
global
years.
warming. Because earlier there weren't so many cyclones coming.
If you see the pattern
Hardly
for the
1 or
last
2 in a
5-6
year,
years.
but now
yes.
we hear 5 or 6 cyclones coming in a
So
few
that's why CRIGEF has devised this wonderful thing, which is your retting ponds in situ in each field, in each of the jute field. Because apart from this water cycle changes, there is also something which has happened in our country. The development has happened, the roads have happened, and the roadside ditches which were used, the water accumulated in the roadside ditches was used for retting, decomposing the jute plant. Now that has also vanished. So the CRIGEF is a R&D institution, for those who don't know about it, for specifically dedicated jute and allied fiber. And they have brought out this wonderful scheme of having an in-situ water pond, which will serve this amazing purpose of conserving water when you have enough water, rainfall happening in the month of May, June. And at the same time, now using this water in the retting season, in the month of July, August, when the water seems to be drying up in most of the parts of West Bengal. So this, we need to implement this. It is being implemented, it is gathering momentum. There are some issues which are being sorted out at a level which is beyond my pay grade. So I'll hand over to Jute Commissioner.
Which is also beyond my pay grade, because the issue is partly related to center-state relations. So I can't comment more on that. But the scheme is there and we are trying to implement it. I hope the bottlenecks which are there would be removed sooner than later, and then we can always, we have also taken up with other state governments where there are not much of an issue. So there, I think the response is quite positive. Even here also the response is positive, but the funding has become a slight issue. So we are actually trying to discuss it at the highest level, but since the issues are, I mean, as I pointed out earlier also, the issues need to be settled at a certainly different level than ours. That's one issue, and I think I'll just point out this the small bags for horticulture. Actually, those are very low-hanging fruits, but somehow and huge possibilities are there. But the what we call the comfort zone, actually many of these forest departments don't want to come out. And I have seen this plastic, which those are very low quality and extremely what should I say, dangerous plastics, carcinogenic also. But they are used for they have been used for years together. So, but then I hope this thing will get improved more as more consciousness develops.
So, 1 minute only. Jute is a cute, it mixes with all technical thing, but only thing is, in rural parts, it was called as a gunny bags. It is to be used ever since when the child takes birth. As a protective measure, it used to be used for the winter and rainy season. Winter and rainy season, for it gives a good heat. And in the summer season, if the gunny bags are wetted and all, it is a cooling effect. It is nothing to do with this subject. Just I recollected, it is not a new thing, the usage of gunny bags or the coir mats and other things. But now the lot of improvements are coming, and it has come to its usage in a higher level. Only I wish that whatever the researchers have found out, it should be used, and industries also should be taken care by the ministry.
Sir, here.
Actually, I'm really so happy that we were able to listen to so many presentations which are very useful. In many sectors, we have been saying that we are trying to solve today's problems with yesterday's solutions. But I'm very happy to see that in the jute sector, you are actually trying to look at tomorrow's problems and try to come out with solutions for the future. And I think it will be really good if we IITs and NITs and engineering colleges and all can be encouraged to take a hackathon on problem solving with innovative solutions, in design, in also looking at research and development in some of these areas. I think that will be something which will be very useful. And some of the corporate sector undertakings, PSUs and public sector undertakings and all can provide substantive funds to really promote this. I think then it will really become a huge opportunity for identifying a lot of innovative ideas from young startups and young firms which are actually interested in coming forward. Because there's a huge opportunity, like in the IT sector, social enterprises can actually also provide a lot of leadership. And I think in institutions like IISc and NITK and others, NIT Durgapur and others can actually come forward with a collective partnership, create a platform. I think SDG 17 is more powerful. We can actually really take it forward. Thank you.
So thank you, sir.
My humble submission to KRDA and also Kerala Government Department, Rural Road Department, that during preparation of DPR for the third phase of PMGSY road, please consider this efficient, effective material to include in your BOQ. And for that matter, if model analysis of rate of the item is needed, NJB will be happy to supply the same. Thank you.
Any more questions from the audience? Just thought before. Yeah, please. So,
one is regarding engineering characterization of the jute. As far as non-engineered structures application like slope protection, erosion.
they are all engineered.
No. The design is non-engineered. We call that a non-engineered design.
Everything is engineers here, everybody is engineer.
Everybody is engineer, but slope protection, you don't have engineering parameters in the design. Okay, except the runoff. It's okay, but here, what is missing in this conference, which I felt, because I have not worked in jute, okay, is the engineering characterization of the material. As Professor was telling, it should be included in the
It is there. Jute board has done extensive characterization.
No. It is as a material they have done, not as an engineer, like what the geosynthetics have undergone, the engineering analysis, everything. This jute has not undergone. For example, the performance assessment of the pavements. I go through all these slides, they are relating only to the CBR. But unfortunately, CBR is not the quantity which is the measure of the elastic resilience. How, if at all good, then the answer is, it is not only the telling that why the materials fails. Engineer responsibility is also there to explain why it is a successful material in engineering sense. Then only it can go to all these codes of practices, what I can call it as a rational design method. So that is required. And as Professor Manjunatha mentioned, I don't know when it decomposes, what is its chemical characteristics? Is it really going to reduce the swellability of the black cotton soil? Then it is good. At least we can replace CNS, has a CNS layer. It is a very good, because preparing a CNS layer in the foundation is very difficult. If somebody can come out with a design procedure as a CNS layer using jute material, could be good enough for foundation as well as the canal lining. Okay, but only thing is, we should study what happens to the material after it decomposes. If it aids in reducing the expansibility of the soil, it's good. Thank you.
Yeah, I think
Enough
yeah.
carbon, hydrogen and oxygen.
Any more questions before I hand it over to who?
Yeah, look, yeah, it has already been, already materialized. The properties already being materialized. The elastic modulus part of we are talking about. The engineering parameters. No, you.
What I'm telling is, say for example, if you are loading and relating to CBR is a...
No.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah, I understand your question.
Yeah, I think it's understood.
Look, CBR is the indirect parameter.
Any more points? Yeah.
No, or you want to? The code itself considered the elastic modulus in a plexus model, the new code which has come. So it is it considers all the properties.
Okay.
Properties are already, we know the properties.
Please. I think there's one question. Anybody else would like to raise a hand? Otherwise, we'll close the session. Over times.
Thank you for the wonderful conference presentation, sir. So I have one question. We are aware of biodegradable nature, but if you put some light on how the environmental characteristics of biodegradation in jute, and we can use the material, we are very happy to use it in all type of the works in engineering works, because I am working on the same. But my work is on raw and treated jute in the mortar application I am doing now. I want to know, like, if you put some light on treatment of the jute to prevent that characteristic, which is better in the next coming days. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's good. He will answer. Yeah.
For your valued question, yes, there are initially for riverbank protection purpose, where life requirement was around 3 years, unidirectional and also reversal flow. There at least 3 to 5 years, reversal flow 5 years. There what we did, we treated this jute fabric with copper sulfate and bitumen, 90-15 grade bitumen. Okay. Thereafter, we thought, during my presentation, I have shown that we have overcome that one. And Dr. Dash is the ex-head of the IJFT. He also is aware that natural additive has been developed and that has been treated for jute enhanced life, durability to enhance that durability, right? That is done. And another, Dr. Supriyo Pal has shown in his slide, in his presentation, that nano treatment, that's strength and durability has enhanced. That's why I requested Dr. Mahadev Datto, the director of NJB, to try for erosion control, riverbank erosion control with this type of material. Yes, treatment is available and durability enhances. Okay?
So, any more questions? I'd like to thank you for your contribution.
Thank you, sir. It's been an interesting session. And in fact, in this session, we have been discussing as well as deliberating on the applications of jute geotextile as well as to ensure its longevity. And thank you all the panelists as well as Professor GLS Babu for moderating the session. Now, I would like to request Professor GLS Babu to hand over mementos to all the panelists.